Filthy Martini Entertainment.
What's up, Foos?
Howdy ho.
What's up?
It's episode 235. Welcome back, and thank you for joining us once again on another special episode of the Foobar Show. There's no reason why it should be special, but here we go. There's a lot to discuss, Foos, but first, find a bunch of cool Foobar Show merch at foobarshow.com. Find tons of new merch items like totes, travel mugs, magnets, baby onesies, and t-shirts, and tons of new colors and styles. Go to our merch page found at foobarshow.com to check that all out. Next up, click on the link to SoCal rock band The Fallen Electric at the bottom of foobarshow.com for music and merch. The Fallen Electric plays the Den's virtual stage on Friday, July 2nd at 8 p.m. For $4, you can not only watch The Fallen Electric live, but every other band that has graced their stage. It should turn out to be a fun time, so don't miss out and get your tickets today. Up next, Grass Store, everybody. One of the best cannabis delivery services I've ever dealt with, bar none. They service LA, Orange County, and select parts of the Inland Empire. Go to foobarshow.com and click on our Grass Store banner, and first-time users get 30% off of their purchase. And lastly, let me, hang on. I got to do the thing here. I should have actually prepared, but, well, here we go. Whether you'd like to host your next virtual event, or you're ready to go live, in person, or given the times, Foos, in a socially responsible manner, ALF can help you do it right. They pride themselves in being masters of audio, visual, and lighting solutions. Most recently, Foos, they have become masters of virtual events and meetings, partnering with their clients to produce live events in a socially safe environment. Go to alflei.com to get their contact information. They can be contacted via phone call or email for any questions on how they can help you produce a flawless event. That's ALF Live Events at alflei.com. That's alflei.com. And now, without further foo-foos, episode 235, here we go. From Filthy Martini Studios in Ontario, California, it's the Foobar Show! Hey, what is up, everyone? I am Josie.
I'm Josh.
And Steph.
Thank y'all very much for listening into the Foobar Show. Thanks for hitting subscribe, and remember to rate, review, and tell your friends like a champ. You can always get in touch with us and get our merch at foobarshow.com. That's FOObarshow.com, and search FOO Bar Show on YouTube, Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram. Check us out, drop us a line, and we'll foo it up like a couple of foos. Ain't that right, foos?
Foobity schloobity.
Indeed, sir. On tap today, we got some Loki business. We got some weed business. We got some sports. We got music and Foo Facts. Nothing different. No, not even a guest. The Foo is still missing. This show is not special one goddamn bit. But one thing I did want to talk about is
Sell it.
Huh?
I said, way to sell it.
They're already listening. I have nothing to lose.
Oh, all right.
Everybody just tuned out. Josh, last week we talked about having to go to, graciously and anxiously going to your party because you graduated after 12 short years.
12, very short years.
Now, how many degrees do you get for 12 years of college?
Oh, Foo. Well, actually, there is, two.
Oh, you got two?
I get two.
Two for
two. It's one for every 6 years.
Okay. So which degree did you get? Or degrees?
So
I was kidding.
The first one is the associate's degree.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And then the second one is the bachelor's degree.
Okay.
There you go.
Right.
Boom.
So, hey, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it was cool, man. You know, I hadn't gotten that drunk in a little while.
It was nice.
And it didn't take a lot because I get there and I'm keto. So like my options are limited for food, which is really just the meat. The hot dogs were bomb. They tasted like overgrown Slim Jims, which I love. And because they were all beef, right?
Yeah. That was the Hebrew Nationals.
Oh, yeah. You better believe it, dude. It was kosher as fuck.
We'll fuck around.
And then the burgers. And so I had some of that. Nothing to soak up the alcohol because I got myself more than let's just call it 100 hummingbird beaks worth of what is it? That bullet whiskey?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I filled myself up. I didn't finish it. But it fucked me up like very fast. It just went straight to the.
And didn't I walk
Straight to
up
the
to you
liver.
at some point with an edible and give you an edible?
Oh, that's why I got fucked up. Yeah, that's right.
Because I get asked
Yeah,
by my one of my cousins, like, hey man, do you got anything? I was like, of course. Do you know whose house you're at? I go in, and then all of a sudden one of my uncles is like, hey, do you have anything? Well, all right. I might as well just come out with like 3 since then the Foos over here just arrived.
Marijuana's bad.
No. Yeah, man, it was a fun time. Everyone was nice and blasted, but not belligerently blasted. We had a game of cornhole going on.
Yeah, I was watching from afar because my legs barely worked at a certain point. We were playing this card game with your cousin Joe.
Yes.
And the Foo was there. We hadn't seen the Foo in a little bit, and man, he looks tired.
Oh
yeah.
I never thought that guy could ever look tired, considering the way he slept. But he looks tired.
He aged like 3 weeks.
Yeah. He's a
Yeah.
daddy now. He's a food daddy.
He's a Foo daddy, and that just sounds nasty.
It does. I don't want to say that.
Let's not call him that.
Can I retract that?
No, we're not editing any of this.
Damn it.
Dad of the Foo?
Nope.
No.
What? That's like hair of the dog.
Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we pre-celebrated Foother's Day with him.
Yeah, that's
That was-
right.
that was
Happy
nice.
Foother's Day to the Foo. That was the title of the last podcast episode. But also, I have a bone to pick with you, Josh.
Oh no.
You didn't get so belligerent that you started dancing to Backstreet Boys like you had promised.
Actually, I'm very glad I didn't. So
Why
you're
is that?
welcome, America. Because nobody needs to see that, bro.
Oh, come on, man. Do it for the gram.
No.
Do it for the gram.
No.
All right.
That's for me. Backstreet Boys is just for me.
That's your
I don't
thing?
share.
I felt like it was like a pretty chill party. Yeah. Like, even though everybody was like, somewhat inebriated, but not like belligerent.
No,
Yeah,
no one
it was
was-
nice. It was a nice celebration.
It's
Nice
because we didn't have
buzz.
an appearance by none other than Mr.
Oh, you're gonna whip it out without me having it ready?
Mr. DJ Nojo. Fool, you should
DJ No Chill. No Chill.
Oh man, I haven't played that drive in a while.
should always be ready.
Come on, I had to dust
Should
that
always-
thing off. It was couldn't get to the control panel fast
Oh,
enough.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So sorry. But no, yeah, it was nice. After you guys had left the night I ended up playing a game of cornhole with my brother. Brazzers.
Please don't. They're just two brothers.
It was it was actually a foursome with my brother's friend Josh and my cousin Nick. So we all played, and the first game, me and my brother's friend Josh, the Joshes, we dominated. What was it, 21-8?
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. And then the second game, we dominated 21-0.
Damn.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
So it's when the other person just misses completely to the left on both sides.
Well, that happens to me often.
That one is also sexual.
Can't aim, Foo?
Why? Why do you need to?
Oh, I mean, proper fireman Foo knows how to aim his hose. I'm just saying.
Well, I dressed to the left already, so I was just kind of.
At least you're going with your, your motion, Foo. It's fine. It's fine.
It's my external compass, as I like to call it.
It
Always
gets
points
pretty
north.
messy. Very messy.
Yeah.
Like a Jackson Pollock in there.
They take me to JPL for propulsion studies.
It's like it knows where it's going.
Yeah. Well, actually, it needs a little navigation.
Don't worry, Foo. Some magnets will straighten it right out.
Yeah. I'm like the Bezos rocket that looks like a dick. It's totally Dr. Evil, right?
Yeah.
Like he's totally Dr. Evil.
I mean, come
who
on,
he is.
dude.
Yeah.
He totally turned into Dr. Evil.
Yeah, nice.
Should stay up there in a Bob's Big Boy.
Yeah.
It's be amazing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, it was a nice, fun party. My sister was also upset though that no Backstreet Boys were either sang or danced.
See, we're simpatico with that notion.
I mean, Food. No one else wanted to get in on the karaoke, so I didn't oblige. So
That microphone didn't even work.
It did.
I couldn't hear shit coming
Nobody
out of
could
there.
hear
Well,
it.
because it was inside of the house.
Okay.
Why do
Well-
you have a mic?
Wow.
Why?
That was whatever, dude. Go for it. Now I'm just mad.
Well, anyways, Foos, there was plenty of nice alcohol there.
Mm-hmm.
The food brought that nice sake.
Yeah,
had
it was
finished
tasty.
before.
I always enjoy a nice little sake,
So
especially when I'm already drunk.
Yeah.
Because it goes down smooth and it doesn't want to make me throw up. Like if I had more whiskey, I probably would have yacked.
Yeah, no,
But
that
the
sake's a
sake
nice,
goes, yeah,
nice
it's like,
change of pace.
it's like a glass of water.
Every time you get drunk, and we're gonna leave a party. You're just like, "Hello, let's go in and out. Let's go get something to eat. Let's go."
Alcohol is bad.
After you had just eaten all this food at the party,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I gotta pick something up, and then like 5 minutes later, you're just like doom scrolling on your phone or asleep.
Well, I'm probably asleep because of the doom scrolling. It's hypnotizing when you're that inebriated. But nobody got so drunk like I was hoping for. And I think there was that invisible wall of COVID that was still kind of separating everybody from getting too handy
Yeah.
or getting too comfortable with each other. At least, it was the first kind of party that didn't have anything to do with like musical performances for me.
Mm-hmm.
So everything was a little bit more formal. Not really, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it
when you're
wasn't all
around
wild.
people and shit.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So
We
some
didn't have
people
beer
shook
games
hands,
with
like
it.
your brother shook my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Your aunt gave me a high five, and his wife just gave me the elbow. So it was just like, I don't know, man. And then I wanted to throw scissors to see if I won, and I
I mean,
didn't.
Foo, you should have.
I don't know.
I mean, Foo paper always wins, but
Really, I heard scissors.
Yeah.
anything goes.
Good old trusty rock. Nothing beats rock.
Nothing beats.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Foo. Regardless, it was still fun.
Right.
Spread out. They obviously had to take the obligatory pictures with all you foos.
Of course. Yeah, we
Yep.
posted that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So it was nice. And then one of my other cousins actually brought me a very nice present that you also partook in.
Yeah, what was that?
He brought me 5 grams of his.
Oh, yeah, that's
Of
right.
his
Wow.
dabs of his.
So he has his own. You want to talk about it in Joint
yeah,
Report?
Yeah, we'll talk about.
Okay,
it in
we'll
Joint
add that at
Report.
the end
But
there.
yeah, we'll explain a little bit more about those dabs and that was a nice.
That's gonna last me a while too, man.
Dude, that kept me awake for all the way until 2 a.m. I was going.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Damn, 2 a.m.
Yeah, it was a great party.
Yeah,
Great party.
I was snoring by then, I think.
Yeah, I think we were knocked out.
So anyway, Steph, you wanted to talk about something about Venmo?
Oh yeah, did you hear about this?
What's that all about?
So Venmo is changing its policy on, like, okay, so Venmo is used by a lot of artists that are pretty much kind of like working under the table, or they don't want to get charged business fees or something like that.
My mom uses it for when she makes her masks.
Yeah.
That's when she said.
Yeah, a lot of farmers market vendors will use Venmo instead of like the Square, or instead of taking cash because of COVID or whatever. So now Venmo will start asking senders if the money that they're sending is for goods and services. If they select yes, the seller will be charged a seller's transaction fee.
Dang, nobody escapes Venmo.
Nope. So
Listen, I've got to give a clue here now. I don't want any more bullshit anytime during the day from anyone. That includes me.
That was the CEO in the press release right there.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, they mean business.
he's just like, you guys have been scamming the system for way too long. Venmo needs to make money. So they're going to charge the seller 1.9% plus 10 cents.
This is across the board. Anybody receiving?
Anybody that is receiving transaction for goods and services, or if they can like still flag your account.
If it's going through friends or family?
Yeah, because obviously if you're selling a lot and people are putting in the transaction notes like, oh, it's for lunch, but then, there's multiple lunches, then they're going to flag you and they're going to charge you.
Babe, can you spell shit in here?
So this will be going into effect July 21st.
Okay.
So just heads up for all of those vendors that are using Venmo. One of the recommendations I read online was to increase product price by $1.50, which, it might like look more expensive to the consumer, but it also takes care of like whatever fees on your end.
Well, and when you see an extra fee on your receipt, it or right before you're about to purchase in your cart, it would steer somebody away from actually completing the purchase. I know I'm one of those people who have been swayed away from actually, pressing submit because the fees and taxes just add up to way too much. Especially, for example, and everybody can relate to this, if you don't have an account like like an actual subscription with Uber Eats and you have to pay that delivery fee every time, that shit adds up, man. Especially after taxes. And nobody ever thinks of this when they're trying to make the decision to go through Uber Eats. Is you got to tip the guy too, and you don't want to look cheap. You at least want to give him 10, not even 10, it's 15%.
Yeah.
Even though I guess the industry's trying to push it towards 18 these days, but not to this podcaster. 15.
We got bills to pay too.
Yeah. Come on, everybody. Let's be reasonable here. But yeah.
Yeah, Venmo. So
Venmo.
that's what's happening in the business side of things. So
Steph with business today.
Anyway,
Thanks, Steph.
back to you in the studio.
we are all in the studio,
Oh.
Steph. Okay.
Where'd you come from?
You guys
Miles
just want to get to it, man. You want to do Geeking Out?
Let's do it.
I'll be right back with Geeking Out. Geeking Out is brought to us by The Credible Hulk, the best-selling gamma ray textbook by Bruce Banner.
I like that one.
Properly cited, I believe.
I'm sure it is.
Like it.
It's pretty credible.
I'll allow it.
Okay. Well, speaking of MCU, Josh and Steph, I understand that we wanted to talk about Loki today.
Yes, sir. Foos. Loki episode 3 just came out this last week, and I was quite entertained, though it's still slowly building to something bigger, I believe.
Okay.
It's still pretty entertaining because we finally got to really see and know the new Loki, or Sylvie, as she is being called.
Right. She doesn't want to be called Loki.
Nope.
Looks like she has some bad feelings about being called Loki. At least that's what we gathered, because she's been getting chased by the TVA. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Her whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there's actually a theory about Sylvie that she's a combination of the Enchantress and Lady Loki.
That makes
Wow.
sense.
Like they just
Yeah.
combined the two for this TV series.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That does make sense.
Why the
because
hell
of-
not? It's a multiverse.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they got to introduce it some way, and I like that because they had many opportunities to introduce Enchantress, like with Ragnarok, because normally she's with Scourge. Like, those two are usually hand in hand. So they got to introduce her at some point, so why not here in Loki? And it makes sense with the whole, like, enchanting thing that she does.
Mm-hmm.
Like, with mind controlling or, like, transferring her consciousness amongst bodies. Like, that's something like Enchantress would do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I totally see that. And then we see them on this new planet that pretty much is about to be destroyed because Loki messed with the little time jumper thing, right?
He put it in he hit it, and then when he came back out, it was broken.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they had to somehow fix it. So they have to go on this train. It's this whole thing where they have to somehow get on this train that sends them to the final ship to get them off the...
Like an arc.
Yeah, this arc. And the whole time, like, it's just them on a train. Loki's getting drunk. And they're saying, oh, it's like, there's a clip, like a meme that's like, oh, I guess it's an Asgardian thing.
Yeah.
Where it's just like Thor's like, oh, another,
From
slams
the first
it.
Thor movie.
Yeah, and then Loki, another, boom.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was pretty cool. What'd you guys think?
Yeah, I liked it, man. I like how they're knocking it out of the park. Like they're, you know how like we had to warm up to WandaVision. There was even some warming up to do with Captain Falcon.
Captain.
Well, I want to call it Captain America and
Falcon
the
and
Winter
the
Soldier, but it was Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Even there, yeah, you still had to warm up to the new characters and the new kind of stage that they were setting with the new Captain America, at least the fake one, right? So this one, Loki's already a lovable kind of character, even though he's mischievous. You can't help but like root for him at certain time. That's why he's an anti-hero.
Yeah.
And so they've been doing a really good job in making you feel like you're in the past almost, because it's a time company thing, and they incorporate different, like, for example, The cartoon that they show in episode 1 is very 50s, 60s.
Yeah. Miss Minute.
What's Owen Wilson's character's name?
Mobius.
Yeah, he's from the 90s. He loves everything 90s. You get all kinds of like decades, like little Easter eggs when it comes to like the decades that they're talking about, or not even talking about,
Or
just
that
kind of
these people
planted
are
in.
from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you like. I mean, you said it perfectly too. And right away, episode 1, we find out the complete insignificance of these Infinity Stones. You know, with the big ass drawer full of all of these different ones.
Paperweights.
So they're all paperweights. It's crazy that this show really is just like, okay, look, you guys got those other, like you said, those other 2 series, slow builds. This one, nah, let's just get right into it. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. What I liked about this particular episode is you really get to see the character development and the chemistry between the two,
Yeah.
Sylvie and Loki. And you actually get a little glimpse of what it's like to be them, like as far as their relationships goes, because it's been pretty much a lonely life
Yeah.
for the both of them.
And it's funny that at a certain point they let their guard down, but then they put it right back up with each other because they know that, you know, if you know yourself, if you're a Loki and you know how you are, you're gonna, you know, your doppelganger-ish, quote unquote, from a different dimension is gonna act just like you and probably try to get you on a good one.
Yeah, there's still some commonality between all of them, even though they're variants. There's still one common factor between them all, and that is they're still Lokis. Like a Loki's gonna Loki. But you know,
You've been Loki.
you've been Loki. Hey, stay Loki. And you know, what I also liked too was the fact that when she was talking about kidnapping that one TVA agent, and you know, going into her mind, making her think she was back in her old timeline. You realize that everyone in the TVA are variants. They're not just made up from time. They're all variants.
Because they
that
have a
made to work.
past.
They have a past.
Yeah.
Like there's something there that, like, you know, like you said, Owen Wilson's character Mobius is probably from the 90s.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't know it.
And he likes jet skis.
And he likes jet skis. He wants to go on jet skis. The other, the boss lady, she's probably more of a modern woman, like a judge. She was probably like a judge in her past life. So it's crazy. I cannot wait to see how they go forward with these next couple episodes.
There's a theory that I was looking through the internet, and they were explaining that now what are the 3 statues there? What are those called?
The timekeepers.
The timekeepers. Apparently, the timekeepers never existed, and this is all made up. And the person controlling everything going on in there is another Loki. That's what they're saying.
Fuck.
Like, you know, and I think it's that big ass Loki that kind of looks like kind of devilish, like a really old devilish looking Loki. There's a theory out there, and I like it. I like that theory,
Okay.
and I'm
All right,
hoping it comes true.
The Foo subscribes to this nonsensical theory.
Yeah, I'm leaving out a lot of details because I can't remember right now, but they made a lot of sense at the time.
Okay.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it because Marvel is known to make some pretty drastic changes to characters' histories. So it'd be pretty interesting. They can go really any route in this one. I think at one point they're supposed to have him like run for president. I mean, in the trailers.
In the trailers, yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
can see
see
him.
things like that. So there's still more to see. I think the next episode they're actually going to go more into Sylvie's past of when she was first discovered as a variant. As
She was a little girl.
Yeah. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it all started and, you know, what she's really going to. I know there's theories also that, you know, going on the timekeepers, I heard one theory that they are going to lead to Kang the Conqueror. Now, Kang the Conqueror is already rumored to be coming in the Quantumania movie, the Ant-Man and Wasp movie. So you guys got to remember. You guys remember in Ant-Man and Wasp when he goes into the quantum realm?
Yeah.
If you look in it, if there's a still, it looks like there's a cityscape in the background, right? That cityscape looks very much like the TVA. The TVA takes place in the quantum realm.
Holy shit.
The quantum realm is where space and time mix in together.
Holy shit.
Yep, and that may explain where Kang the Conqueror comes. Kang the Conqueror is going to be one of the timekeepers, I believe. Because
I can see that.
If you look at those silhouettes of the statues, they kind of look similar to like Kang's model. or like his character design. So wrong Conqueror.
Oh,
Foo.
sorry.
Wrong Conqueror. only one head, Foo, not two, not three.
Okay, got
not
it.
Three. Yeah, dude, I cannot wait to see because this. I remember we're right here, guys. This is it. This is when everything's gonna start branching off. We're gonna get all these crazy.
That's what we said the last 2 times,
But look,
Joshua.
Foo, look at all the fucking timelines. Multiple timelines, Foos. There's multiple timelines.
Well, there's this other theory that I brought up earlier that said, you know how like she carpet bombed the sacred timeline?
Yeah.
That all those branches that we saw on the screen are now the branches of the other Marvel properties that came out before the MCU. Like I'm talking Blade, X-Men, the Ang Lee, Incredible Hulk, all that, like the first set of Spider-Man, and just they're gonna start making everything canon. I am for it. I am
accept
here,
this.
and I think, why the fuck not? Let's cast that big ass net and make everything legit. DC's doing it. Don't you want to be popular?
Yep.
I mean,
Infinite Earths.
and if anything, Marvel has the leg up. So why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, it's just let it happen, please. Because if anything, if they somehow figure out how to fix the timeline, what if they bring all of that's their way of bringing them all into the correct timeline, the sacred timeline.
My God.
It's just making so much more sense.
Oh, when they join them back together, and then we'll have the X-Men.
and
we'll have the
Fantastic Four.
Oh, and the Fantastic Four.
Yes, Kevin Feige already.
And we'll have
confirmed
both of
we're
those
getting-
other previous versions, even though we don't want them. We'll have them, for character's sake.
Don't forget the New Mutants, or
I'd like
I'm
to.
sorry, the Young Avengers
Oh, that. Yeah.
with
yes.
Wanda's kids,
Yes.
Oh,
because
right.
they weren't real, and now they will be.
Right.
Because of Mephisto.
Mephisto.
Wait, no.
No,
Wrong thing?
because of the multiverses coming together.
Well, what she
I'm just
said.
joshing.
Yeah. Anyway, one last thing I want to talk about in episode 3 of Loki is that towards the end, there is a very cool long shot. It's designed to look like a long shot when they're running through the city trying to get away from
And he
everything.
stops
yeah.
the
And
building.
it's just the cinematography I like about that scene. And there's cuts in that long shot, but it's so seamless. Like it makes it look like it's just taken in one shot.
Right.
And we
It was shot
forget,
very well,
yeah,
yeah.
and we forget, like you were mentioning,
Magic of
when
editing.
Loki actually has telekinesis, so
Mm-hmm.
he can move things. So he just he's a god, so he just with the building
Right.
prevents it from falling on everybody. And we forget that Loki can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's technically pretty damn powerful, but
He doesn't like showing his hand a lot, which I
No.
think is part of his mischief.
yes.
He makes people not realize how powerful he can really be, and he's clever with what he does.
I mean,
That's
Foo,
why he can get so far.
He
Sometimes.
survived getting erased.
Yeah.
This dude just literally survived and escaped getting erased, and I mean, there's still more to come. But yeah, I am all for this, and they better keep Tom Hiddleston even after this. Like this guy just deserves just stay on as Loki.
Mm-hmm.
Just please let Loki live.
There's only 3 episodes left.
Damn.
Damn, that's it. Oh my goodness, why are you doing this to us, Marvel? It's fine. Black Widow's coming out soon, so
They better.
Yeah, I'm excited, and now that it's out on theaters and theaters are Q again, I'd like to go watch it in IMAX. If that's fine with you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go to the new movie theater. by
We
the
have a
pad-
new
by the
AMC
pad.
by our pad here.
Oh my god! I went this morning to watch a Quiet Place Part 2.
Yeah.
And by the way, the movie's amazing. You need to get on it, Josh. 'cause you're missing out.
I'm so behind on 1 and 2. I know. Jeez.
But this movie theater, this is the first time I've been in a movie theater since pre-pandemic, and I was so excited because it's brand new. There's reclining seats. The seat has heaters on it. Yes!
Oh.
There's a tabletop that kind of swivels over your lap so that you can eat properly and not spill all your popcorn all over the place by adjusting in your seat. And the cup holder's on the tray. And it's brand new, so the cushions aren't wrecked like they are in different movie theaters.
Yeah.
I must go to there.
You must go.
That-
to the
I'm
movies.
excited about that tray, dude. That tray.
That's the selling
That's a
point.
game
So you
changer.
don't
right there.
have to have anything in your lap.
Yeah.
You can cover it up for other things.
What?
Okay.
Oh, I mean,
All right. Yeah. To each his own. It's fine.
Okay.
Assigned
Fine.
seating too.
I mean, Foo, you got the seat warmers now, so you got maximum.
I'm saying.
Just bring your blankie, Foo.
My binky?
Your cobija, Foo.
All right.
pues.
Yeah, man, Black Widow. I can't wait to see that. It's
that's what we're
it's gonna
talking
be
about.
fun. It's gonna be fun. But Foo, speaking, since we're just on the Marvel train right now, man, I don't see any stops soon. We just showed you guys the Shang-Chi trailer
Yeah.
this weekend. That looks so.
The fight scenes are going to be intense, man. I can't wait.
It's going to be a great one because now we're finally getting introduced to, one, a kung fu movie, a Marvel kung fu movie, yes, and then two, the real Mandarin. We're going to finally see the real Mandarin being portrayed, and the difference between this Mandarin and the one in the comic books. So a little history on who the Mandarin is. In the comic books, he is an ancient being, a man that, like, in the early, feudal China era, he had come across these 10 rings. Like, they were literally just like 10 little rings with jewels on them that came down, that were like in this crater. And he goes in this crater and there's this giant ass fucking dragon. The dragon somehow speaks to him and reveals himself as Fing Fang Foom, space dragon.
Fing Fang Foom.
Fing Fang Foom, a space dragon.
I smell the blood of an Englishman.
Yeah, kind of. And he grants him these powers, and each ring has like a specific power and ability that allows him to manipulate different fabrics of reality. And he's one of his best, or like the heroes that he goes up against is Iron Man. That's one of his main villains. And so in this one, in Shang-Chi, instead, it's going to be like these 10 like bracelets almost, but they're rings technically still. And he's going to use them. I don't know in what way they're going to use them, but you see him, manipulating them, doing kind of waves, like using these weird energy blasts. Like, you could tell there's some type of magical element involved in these weapons.
So this is not like Dragon Ball where they have to find all the rings in order to get the dragon.
No, all 10 rings give the Mandarin his power.
So they're all together at the beginning. They're not separated like the Dragon Balls, is my question.
No. The dragon's outside of the balls, first of all.
Oh, right.
The dragon's the one giving them to them. It's still there. But, so in this one, or remember, the Mandarin is an old ancient being. So in the Shang-Chi, we're seeing that he is passed down these rings generation to generation. And each member of this family becomes the Mandarin at some point.
Okay.
So that's who Shang-Chi's father is the Mandarin. But he doesn't want to be a gang and warlord. He wants to just be himself. So this is pretty much his path. He wants to isolate himself. And Mandarin's like, nah, bro. You're in the 10 rings, you stay in the 10 rings. So he sends you see him send these guys in the trailer to attack him. He says that he's like, I bet them that they couldn't put a scratch on you. He's like, and I was right. So you can tell Shang-Chi is going to be this powerful ass fighter, and he is in the comics. In the comics, he is one of the strongest fighters in the world. So it's going to be really dope to see this. Aquafina's in the movie.
Yeah, my Asian spirit animal.
Your Asian counterpart, you mean?
I got some sounds from the movie.
Whoa, Foo! I didn't know. It's like you were there.
Wow, somebody's really giving it to him there.
He's done. He's done. He's done.
You're
already
killing
dead.
him. You're killing
Anyway.
him.
Can't even see his face anymore. But there's actually a couple of good shots though in the trailer. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely go out to see it. There is one where you see Shang-Chi in the water with what looks like a dragon. Could be Fing Fang Foom. People are saying it's a dragon called the Protector. One that doesn't, like, they already have a pop out of it. It doesn't look anything like the character Fing Fang Foom. So there's still debate on that. But you also see a fight break out in this cage match between none other than Abomination from The Incredible Hulk and with what looks like Wong from Doctor Strange and the Avengers movies.
Oh.
Yeah, you see him going up against a magician, and I believe they're in the teaser trailer. You did get a glimpse of Wong.
It looked like he was in there.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's going to be in this movie.
I think Benedict Wong is in this movie. So
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah, so that's gonna be really cool to see him in that, especially since it's the magic element. But dude, the fact that we're finally getting like, especially the comic accurate Abomination with those weird like fin ears.
Yeah.
I can't wait, because then that means he may show up in the She-Hulk series that's currently in production right now. So much is going on, Marvel. You bastards. They just want more of my money.
Take it. Take my
Take
money.
my money.
Yeah.
Take my money, Foos. Yeah, but what did you guys think of the trailer?
I thought it was action-packed, man. I hope the whole movie's that way. It's going to be like a John Wick-esque kind of thing where just action all throughout, for 2 hours.
Yeah. I like the fact how Marvel's, becoming more aware of fans wanting comic accurate movies. And this is just so satisfying to all the fans. Like, the cast is appropriate, and they're pulling material straight out the comic book.
Yeah.
Which should have happened. It should have been happening for the last 30 to 40 years, man. Like, the bar is so low. Like, it's not that hard to please a comic book nerd. Just don't deviate and Hollywood something up just because you think it'll appeal to the greater masses.
Well, and I think that Marvel has found the balance between the two, whereas DC has not.
They've been going out of their way to get in their way.
It's like, dude, they have these extremes. I mean, think about it. You have the super duper campiness of 1966 Batman, Adam West, and then you have the super dark Tim Burton-esque, Batman and Batman Returns. And then after those great, amazing movies, you don't want to go deviate from that. We get Batman Forever and fucking Batman and Robin I mean, Batman Forever was just slightly above Batman and Robin, but goddamn, dude.
Not by a lot.
George Clooney just phoned that thing in. It's like, I am Batman. I am not changing my voice because I am Batman.
Right.
It's like, come on, George. Come on.
We did not need bat nipples.
That was not necessary. Joel Schumacher, shame on you.
Right.
Shame on you.
Right.
Heroes don't do that. Heroes don't do that. Yeah. And then, Foos, then we had the great and amazing Christopher Nolan movies.
Oh, yes.
And then back to Batman vs. Superman.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about that, though.
I know.
Let's think happy thoughts, because Marvel is producing what we've all been wanting for the longest time.
Well, Foo, I have hope now that Discovery has taken over Warner and possibly will be axing all of those fools in,
I would hope
DCU.
so, man. Those guys are so unreasonable.
Very much so, Foo. Very much so. Since we're talking about DC, there is actually news that they are still considering developing the Nightwing movie.
Dang.
Like a standalone, or
Yeah,
I'm okay
standalone
with
movie.
that. Although I would like it to be a bigger part of the DCEU, but I'll take what I can get if it's great.
There's still, as to what universe it's going to be in or how it's going to work out, there's still details haven't really been revealed at that, but they are starting to look and search for an actor to play Nightwing in the movie.
What's wrong with the guy doing it in that show on HBO, Titans?
Foo, they got to separate the man, like Grant Gustin and Ezra Miller, though I would have really loved Grant Gustin to be the Flash movie.
Yeah.
But that's fine. He's still going to be in it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Grant Gustin's gonna have a cameo in the Flash movie.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they gotta back it up after Crisis on Infinite Earths when he shows up in there.
That was tight.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a Nightwing movie. We also have Michael Keaton. He's filming right now for the Flash. They actually showed have some set pictures of him on like these court steps, and then you see Barry Allen and Iris up above him, and there was another picture of him in his old like Studebaker car from like the original 1989 Batman.
Yeah.
So they're saying there's speculation that he's going to be like the mentor to Barry in this movie.
Okay.
So since the universes are kind of a little weird right now because of Crisis on Infinite Earths,
Right.
they're they're thinking that right now, I'm assuming that the movie's going to start off where they're already in the Flashpoint universe. And that, because remember in Flashpoint, you only really have like that first 10 minutes of them like Justice League stopping Zoom, and then Barry goes back in time like almost immediately after that. And he just wakes up and he doesn't realize where he's at, and everything is just different around him. I have a feeling it's going to be something like that.
A cold open?
Like a
that?
cold open. Like
Okay.
they'll have like an intro where they're showing stuff happening, and then boom, cold open. He wakes up and all of a sudden he's like, what the heck's going on?
Yeah.
You know, that's,
Well,
I think it's going to be something like that.
let's hope that happens, but we'll see what kind of shenanigans that studio's going to get into and disappoint with.
Well,
I mean,
I have faith in this Flash movie since it's being directed by Andy Muschietti, the same guy that directed both It movies. So,
Hey, I'm Andy Muschietti.
I mean, he talks like this. I mean, he's Italian. He has a little spice to his thing.
No, let him finish.
Damn, you shouldn't let me finish.
It's just fresh as fuck.
As fuck.
No, that's not what
Oh
an
no.
Italian
Oh.
I would have accepted a Mario accent. But
Oh, I'm sorry.
it's too late for
Damn
that,
it.
dude. I'm sorry.
All right. Moving on.
Yeah.
But anyways, food. You guys had anything to geek out about?
Well, Conan is over. Conan's done for. No longer on TBS. He's been on TBS for some time now. That being his third show in late night. That is. Each one has had within its own kind of thing has had its own eras. If you remember back when he was on the late night show right after Letterman, he had like the first 10 years he was barely kind of building up to his comedy style, or at least he was warming up to the crowd, or vice versa. And then after that, if you guys ever watched that 10th anniversary special, it was amazing.
Yes,
it was
David Lee Roth is in the middle.
It was so good.
That was great.
Mr. T came out. All your favorites were out there, man.
Will Ferrell was in a
Masturbating bear.
leprechaun
Oh yeah,
outfit.
it was great.
Oh, masturbating bear.
Yeah.
Oh,
That,
man.
and then everybody back in 2007, there was an announcement that in 2009 he was going to be taking over Jay Leno's spot in the Tonight Show. So, on to a new era. I was so excited because I'm like, yes, now I can go to sleep earlier.
Yeah.
And damn, that only lasted, 9 months? Give or
Yep.
take. So that era came and went really fast. No thanks to Jay Leno. Because, behind the scenes, I'm sure there was some fuckery that was going on, and that really fucked them over.
and they gave it to Jimmy Fallon?
And then they give it to Jay. Let's not talk about that.
I mean,
So-
Jimmy Fallon's okay now, but still, they should just left.
He's okay. He's Jimmy Kimmel is where it's at right now.
Yeah.
He's the king of late night.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so he had to go to TBS. If you remember, even back in the day, George Lopez's show was going on, his late night show that opened up for Conan. And even then, Conan did his thing. It was still like a late night 1 hour show, 2 guests and a musical guest maybe, or a comedian. And then he trimmed it down to 30 minutes, but not before he did that whole traveling thing.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? Around the World of Conan, some bullshit like that?
Yeah.
Something like that. And
That was fun. Those were fun.
those are really good. Those are really, really good, especially when he went to Italy with his producer, or
Yeah,
assistant producer.
Jordan Schlansky.
Yeah, that fucking guy.
Poor guy.
He does it to himself,
He
man.
does.
He's just a weirdo. And then he cut, like I said, he cut his show in half and just did a 30-minute thing where he can just focus on one guest, kind of like a David Letterman-esque thing that he's doing right now on Netflix.
Oh, yeah,
you don't
yeah.
have to.
My guest needs no introduction.
Thank you. Yes, that. And I saw another interview that he did for Oxford University in the UK, and he was talking to the host there, and he was saying that the reason he did it was because him and his producers realized that we are now in a YouTube age where a lot of people who maybe don't subscribe to something that would carry TBS, they wanted to make it as accessible as possible and put the episodes on YouTube. And a lot of YouTube watchers find it easily digestible to just make it something around 30 minutes or 27 with commercials, or 24 maybe even. So I thought that was a really, really smart move because you are catching a lot of stuff, a lot of Conan clips on like full-on episodes on YouTube, and they get their nut because it's riddled with ads.
Yeah.
It's a little shitty when they step on a punchline with an ad, but
They fucking get you, man.
but
The
it's free.
commercials
So what are you
get
gonna
ya.
do?
It's evolved commercials, Foos. They're
Yeah.
now on YouTube.
And so now, it's been over. He, for nearly 30 years, hosts talk show. Conan O'Brien has officially retired from late night, but he's not leaving TV or his fans behind. When O'Brien took over late night from David Letterman, who was jumping from NBC to CBS in 1993, many didn't know what to make of him. And he'd written for Saturday Night Live, The Simpsons. He was barely known as an on-screen performer even before that. But thankfully, NBC gave him a chance to do late night with Conan O'Brien for a few years, and it just led on to like the lasting legacy. Man, he was our Johnny Carson. I gotta say, growing up and coming of age in high school specifically, I thought that he could do no wrong. He was funny.
He was
just
amazing,
funny.
dude. I used to watch him in elementary school because he was on CBS, not CBS,
NBC.
NBC, but Comedy Central. Like Comedy Central would play his old episodes.
Oh, okay.
Like throughout the day.
Reruns?
So like during the summer, I would just sit there and watch reruns for hours of different Conan episodes. We'd see all the funny skits of the old man in the shower. What the hell? The masturbating bear. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Arnold Schwarzenegger guy.
Yeah.
Triumph with the famous Star Wars interviews. Oh,
Triumph.
God.
That's when the prequels were coming out.
Yeah, that's when
Yeah.
all the prequels were coming out. That was great. And then there was Triumph at the Dog Show.
Yep.
That was.
Oh, I remember that.
That was
Oh
amazing.
my god.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna miss that old format, but I can't wait to see what else he comes out with. I've been a super fan for so long, so yeah, the last episodes they had out were pretty cool too. So.
Well, the details aren't really out yet for the new HBO Max show. We have some hints, like he's gonna really incorporate a lot of that travel style.
Oh, okay.
Where he's like on location a lot, but we don't really know. A lot has yet to be revealed, so it will be a comedy variety show from what we know, but it won't feature guest interviews. So in essence, fans might be inclined to consider it Conan getting one night a week to provide his brand of irreverent humor while not going away from the spotlight to interviews and celebrities. So I think I'm not hating that because it can be like its own kind of like a sketch show. Even if it's a variety show, you can do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah, that's what I
like
was
a Mad
thinking.
TV kind of thing.
Yeah, they can have
Or a
some
Chappelle
skits.
show, even, with Conan.
Like, I'm okay with that because Conan's a great writer. And his skits are, like, on point all the time, just cracking up.
Yeah. Even when they fail and fall on their face, still funny.
Still works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still works. It's just amazing. Yeah, man, I can't wait to see what he comes out with. But
And let's not forget that he also has a podcast.
Yes.
Conan needs a friend. Conan O'Brien needs a friend, and so that's still gonna keep
that's
going.
still going to keep going.
Yeah.
That's something he's still going to be doing. So there's plenty of Conan to be coming out, guys.
And he's a producer on that TBS animated series Final Space. I caught a couple episodes of it. Have you seen any of it?
I've heard good things. I haven't seen any of it though.
I need to give it more of a shot because I only saw like the first 2 episodes, and I guess it gets better. It's still on the air. I would imagine it's passable. It really resembles it's like Rick and Morty, but if you ordered it from Wish.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not talking shit, but
No. I mean, it's,
at least animation wise,
get what you pay for, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So he's not doing the late night thing anymore. But I think Conan, as just a writer and producer of his own thing like that, is not a terrible thing. The one thing that would suck if any of this is negative is that it's only going to be once a week.
Yeah, we're not going to get that every day.
But
that daily dose of Conan.
It gives him more time to refine the skits and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he can get a lot more scenes done, a lot more filming done in that meantime. So, yeah, it's gonna be cool. If you guys haven't watched the last few episodes, though, go on YouTube. That's what we were watching them earlier. The Bill Hader one.
The Bill Hader one is
Oh,
hilarious.
Great.
So
Especially with the
funny.
Paul Rudd coming out at the end
Paul Rudd
and
cameo,
doing
yeah.
that. What is it, Mac and Me?
Mac and Me.
Clip
Mac.
twice.
Twice. He got away with it twice. That was so good.
He's such a good actor because he will convince you that he's about to show you the real clip of something. You know, every time you're like at the edge of your seat, he's like, "Oh my god, he's gonna show something real," and nope. He gets you. He gets you every goddamn time.
And I think Conan said it best. Where he's like, you're the nicest guy in the world, so I have to believe you. Like, I think you're gonna do it because you just so damn convincing. But no. Yeah. Oh man, so good though. Yeah, it's good.
Thank you, Conan.
Thank you, Coco.
Yeah. Thanks, man. He even took us through like the writer's strike from the mid 2000s, and that's when he grew his beard for the first time.
Yeah, there's a special of him after Late Night, that whole the Tonight Show fiasco.
Yeah,
of when he goes on the road. He did like a on the road special, a variety show with Andy. Andy would come on too. So I think
having Andy back too when he went to Tonight Show was awesome because he had him in his early years of the late show, right?
The late night
show.
Yeah,
and Andy he is the guy in the background that just throws jabs and they land every goddamn time. He's so good.
He really just knows how to, butt in with the best punchline.
And it's funny, the other day, I forgot who he was interviewing, and it wasn't on his own show. He was a guest on somebody else's show. And he was giving Andy the credit that he deserves, and in talking about him, he was saying, if you pay attention to Andy, he only laughs when he thinks something's funny. He's not going to fake it with you. Like, if you pay attention, and he's going to be off to the side when they use the camera that's a little further out and he's in the shot, he's not laughing at every joke. But like he'll like nod and clap and just, he'll be a cheerleader, but when he's doubled over and laughing, that's when that's Conan's kind of barometer of like the funny level. Is like, if Andy thinks it's funny, this thing's going to be great.
Yeah, you can see it too, because then sometimes like when Conan says it, he'll look to Andy and Andy will be like, meh.
Yeah,
like he's like, yeah, all right.
It's like he's his muse almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were just a match made in heaven. Yeah. Are they going to be working together still?
I would hope so.
I hope so too, man.
I mean, they're two peas in a pod. Yeah. Everything that Andy has been in on television, even though they've been all failed, series. Conan's been an executive producer on every single one. I see Conan being like the next Lorne Michaels.
Yeah,
because he knows how to produce a fucking production.
He does. He knows talent. He has an eye for talent. So, yeah, that just kind of makes me feel good about this new HBO Max series.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, I got nothing else.
Steph.
Speaking of Rick and Morty, did you watch the first episode?
We actually just did, and
that's right.
yes, with
you were in the room,
Mr. Nimbus.
Mr. Nimbus.
I am Mr. Nimbus. I control the police.
What? His name's Mr. Nimbus.
He controls the police. God. Yeah, it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Back to their shenanigans.
It's great, man.
I mean, it just proves that Rick and Morty are just dicks that are just bound to find an enemy. No matter what. It'll be fabricated out of nowhere.
Right.
Yeah. You guys got to watch it. Definitely.
Yeah, it's good shit, man. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything because it's so fresh.
But Mr. Nimbus.
But it's been a week, right? And then we got a new one coming out.
The new one's coming out, so they got the new one to watch. So, yeah, the first one, it just opens with them escaping this doomsday scenario where they're about to die. And then they land. Morty's about to try to just dive down with the ship with Rick. Calls what's her name? Jessica calls Jessica, confesses his love, and she's like, "Well, do you want to hang out tonight?" And she's like, "Yes."
Yeah. You want to watch a movie?
Oh shit! Then he saves the ship, lands it in the ocean, and you don't fuck with the ocean, Morty.
Apparently, Mr. Nimbus, which we've really not heard too much about in the series of all Rick and Morty, is his arch nemesis.
It's his nemesis, Foos. His nemesis.
I mean, he's come out in an episode before. I remember him being like just a side character for like a second, and then nothing until now.
Yeah.
Mr. Nimbus.
Would you know what is funny? Because this episode was less about Nimbus and more about Morty making enemies.
Yes. Yeah.
In the Narnia world.
Right.
Because the other dimension, like, the time is different, so it's like it speeds up faster.
It's a time dilation.
Yeah, time dilation. That's what it's called. Yes, thank you for that.
Words. hard.
It's hard, very hard. But it's pretty cool because all he had to do, Morty's one task was just to get the wine and then come back, and he ends up just accidentally killing this guy's family by taking him back into Morty's
Well, they didn't
world.
know. Well, I guess he kind of knew, but he just forgot.
Just didn't
it.
really think about it.
He didn't think it
Classic
through.
He
Morty.
thought the door would stay open when they crossed over,
Yeah.
and it didn't. So the man got stuck. When he went back, his son was upset, and he kills the man. And the man says, "It's not my fault." He's like, "Whose fault is it?" "The boy from the door." Then it turns into this whole like mythos of the boy from the door is gonna always
Their
come
entire
back.
culture is built around this devil boy from the door.
And it slowly builds from the man's son who gets buffed out, tries to kill Morty, fails. Morty goes back again. He's old with kids.
Yeah.
Then he comes back again. The kids have this whole castle-like structure, like an army.
It takes you through like the different stages. Like it was first, like the medieval age, and they get into the space age, and it's crazy.
It's just insane. It's just classic Rick and Morty insanity and shenanigans. My favorite part though is just when Morty's had enough, he puts on all that gear.
Yeah.
He just starts fucking them up.
He turns into Rick.
Yeah, that one sorcerer dude's like, oh my god, he's real, he's real.
I was so wrong.
I was so wrong. God exists. Oh yeah.
I love Rick and Morty.
Make
dude.
Rick and Morty. It's back and it's in full swing, guys. The new episode's coming out today. What was the name of it?
I don't know.
Yeah, Morty something. It looked like multiple Mortyverse.
Mortiplicity.
That's next week. That's this
that's
one
the-
on.
That's the new one. That's the new one.
Yes,
coming
that's
out.
the new
coming out.
Mortiplicity.
Mortiplicity. Yeah, I can't wait to see what that one's about. It's hopefully about the evil Morty.
I hope so, man.
Ooh, more evil Morty theories.
Oh, jeez.
Well, Foo, I think we've geeked out.
All right. Well, everybody stick around for the joint report.
Are you on weed? Give me some. I'll smoke you two under the table.
The joint report is brought to us by the Roundup Weed Killer Bong. That's right. Roundup now makes a glass for smoking your weed. Roundup. We don't care how you kill it.
But Foo, I don't want cancer, Foo.
No, it's a bong, dude.
Oh. Whoa. Cause a lot of confusion in my house. Anyway.
All right. Let's see here. So I do this every season, at least once. I'd like to make this a public service announcement. And considering that, the economy is going to start to pick up again, during this whole COVID time, a lot of people, by necessity, were getting their unemployment checks. Not by necessity so much anymore, people are still collecting them and rather than, going back to work. And so because a lot of people are now being forced out of, the system and having to go back to work, I'd like to just give people a heads up with how to pass a drug test, especially if you are a regular user of cannabis and THC products. So let's see here. This one's a little bit more of an updated article that I found on Leafly. And let's see here. A search for how to pass a drug test on the web can sometimes feel like an overwhelming mix of information, including quick fixes, myths, and of course, bad advice from strangers. I know about this because I've had to use such methods in my past when applying for a job. So, what is a stoner or casual cannabis consumer or medical patient, for that matter, to do when all you need is a single reliable option? So if you have to pass a drug test for weed, everybody, it's important to understand how drug test and detoxing works in order for you to put yourself in the best possible position to pass. We broke it all down in this article for you here so you don't have to ask the internet anymore. So everybody pay attention. Pay attention and take notes if you have to. God damn it.
Done and done.
So a couple questions that are pretty common, and I feel like I need to explain to a lot of novices on a regular basis, at least those that fail their drug test, because I am a HR. I'm an HR, so I deal with a lot of this. And if somebody fails their drug test, I like to just provide them with some information on how to pass one, not because obviously their chances are shot at the company I work at, but at least for their future endeavors. So how long does weed stay in your system? On a urine test, It's 30 to 45 days for a daily consumer. In a blood test, it's 45 to 60 days. It's really in there because it's in your fat, you know. Mm-hmm. For a hair test, it's 90 to 120 days.
God damn.
And for a saliva test, it's 1 to 7 days.
Whew.
So it's not so bad when it's a saliva test, but it's usually a urine test when you go to the unless now they're really taking like if you're in a union, it's more likely that they'll do a hair or a blood test. Mm-hmm. But not for non-union jobs. They go cheap and go urine because I mean weed's not that big of a deal for the common American, So it's only because it's federally bullshit.
Yeah.
So what factors determine the time window for THC still being in your body? A lot of your BMI or your body mass has a lot to do with it. How you metabolize THC and THC products and the levels of THC that interact with your body on a day-to-day basis. So the natural timeline for THC leaving your system is different for everyone because of the factors that I just explained, as it's dependent on these factors that not only include that, but also age and frequency of exposure. Like if you're a daily user, you're going to have to expect that it's going to stay in your system for a lot longer. But if you're a casual user or maybe like once a year or once every big event in your life just to party it up, you have really nothing to worry about. In fact, I would guess that if you're doing a urine test, that if you don't really do it and maybe you take a toke at a concert, you're good in a week. As long as you continue to hydrate yourself, especially, if you choose like the things that most people tend to use, which is like cranberry juice and things like that. There's also some really extreme ones where people would down a shitload of like vinegar or apple cider vinegar.
Oh, yeah.
You've heard those? And I don't know, man. I think those are those herbal remedies. I don't know how effective that is. I think it's just a bad time.
Well, I mean, they have those apple cider gummies now. Those aren't that bad. So, I mean, you might as well could just take that. Yeah. I mean, that's what I take.
I think the whole point is just like to flush it out through the balls.
Oh,
that's what it does. Just makes you shit.
Yeah.
It just pulls all the fat away.
Is that what's going down my toilet? Interesting.
Well, anyway, now let's talk about the drug tests themselves. The urine test is the most common, like I just described, but the hair test is the fastest growing new method for drug testing. The reason it's not being so widely used, though, is because of the price tag on it. But blood tests, they're less common. They're typically for specialized or sanctioned drug testing. And saliva are the least common. They're typically for government roadside drug testings. So, it makes sense for the roadside drug testing because if they think that you're high, I mean, you're right there.
Yeah.
So it's the saliva. The urine test, it's like I said, it's the cheapest one to use. So we're going to continue to see that until either it comes off of Schedule 1 and we never have to use it a urine test for that kind of thing again, or they figure something else out, like the hair test becoming more affordable. So let's see here. How do marijuana drug tests work? Cannabis leaves traces of THC in your fat cells that deposit into your bloodstream, making those traces detectable by drug tests designed to check your urine, hair, blood, or saliva. Nanograms per milliliter, or ng over ml, is the unit of measurement used in drug tests. The most common urine analysis used in a drug test, which is 50 ng over... I don't know. How would you say that, Josh? 50 ng over ml?
50 nanograms over milliliter.
Or per milliliter?
Per milliliter,
yeah. It must be right. Or higher of THC in your system. What this means that you need to have at least 50 nanograms of THC per milliliter of urine for the test to come back positive. And it's really enough. Like if you're smoking every day, it's going to catch it. While it might not seem like a lot in a nanotech kind of world, it is a lot. But you can get detox drinks or kits. Now, I am partial to the fake urine. Mm-hmm. I think that has worked for me 100% of the time. And that's what I tend to recommend. But if you want to be all legit, or you suspect that the kind of clinic that they're sending you is going to pat you down and maybe even grab your nuts, I would suggest you go with the detox. Mm-hmm. So let's see here. Let me see if I can find the natural cleanse. Here we go. Most people can complete a natural cleanse in 30 to 60 days. It requires you to change your lifestyle as well as eating habits to make sure that your body is eliminating the THC that is stored in your system. For a lot of people, this just means, going cold turkey on THC products, because if you just maintain a healthy lifestyle, like you go to the gym on a regular, or you just don't eat a lot of junk, you can expect for it to leave your system in 30 days. I did that once back in the day, Steph, you remember? And I think at 30 days, at exactly 1 month, that we bought that that THC kit just to see, that urine test that you buy at like Rite Aid or something. And we did it in my room, and I passed. So I'm like, all right, I'm good for my interview next week.
Yep.
I got the job. But if you're not into that, or you don't have that kind of time, there are detox drinks. Same-day detox drinks, which can be very helpful for stimulating your body's natural detoxification process. But they can also be helpful in creating a window in which you can test clean. But there is a warning. Some detox products can strip urine of the indicators that testers are looking for to ensure that the samples are genuine. So it can cut your urine so that you don't really get the urea, I guess, that will normally be in your urine for that entire time. So another thing is that you got to make sure that what they're looking for, too, is that at least visually, they're looking to make sure that it's the proper color. If it looks more clear than what urine is usually looking like, they're going to suspect something. Also, the temperature has to be right. Closest to body temperature is ideal. And
I have a question about that. What if you already drink lots of water and your urine's already clear? Are they already going to suspect that? If that's your just natural urine color?
They might.
Because dark urine is not really the best urine.
No, and I don't think they're looking for dark urine. There is a healthy level of yellow that should be in your urine, even if you are somebody who drinks a lot of water.
Yeah, it shouldn't be pure,
well,
really
no,
white.
not super clear, but more on the light side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They're nitpicky.
I'm afraid I do. So they're also looking for, aside from temperature, the right creatine levels. They're looking for that, the correct pH level, and the uric acid that I mentioned. Now, these other detox kits that you can get at your local smoke shop is usually where you can find them, or you can get them on Amazon these days, too, if you're a Prime member. A quality detox kit will ensure that the THC is absent from your urine sample without stripping it of those indicators I just mentioned. As opposed to same-day detox drinks that will ensure that your urine is clean for a few hours, the detox kit will permanently flush your system of traceable THC levels. Generally ranging between 5 and 10 days, detox kits use herbal supplements to assist your body's natural detoxification process. If you don't know which type of test you're getting, you might want to check your full body detox. Check out a full body detox that includes a detox shampoo even. You must completely stop consumption during the course of this detox program. After the completion of the detox kit and you pass the at-home test kit that you should be purchasing when you do this to make sure, you will be permanently free of traceable THC levels. This is, of course, until you consume cannabis again. So I think that would be my second thing to purchase.
To detoxify.
Mm-hmm.
What is a toxin?
The THC in this, at least for this argument's sake. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That is considered the toxin. But if you're like me, you'll get the synthetic urine. Now, there are many ways that people have hit it or keistered it to get it into the clinic. But for my money, I like to put it under my balls. What about you, Josh? Have you ever done this?
I haven't actually.
No?
I haven't been, fortunate enough to experience this nerve-wracking experience that you guys have.
Now, at least from a male's perspective, Steph, and it would work for ladies, no problem, because you guys already wear underwear that is tight to you. But back in my earlier days, I was wearing boxers where if I had it under my balls, that was just going to be impossible to fall right out. That's part of the reason why I started buying boxer briefs. Now, the first boxer briefs that I bought were to hold up the urine sample, the fake urine, and so it's nice and close to my balls, and so it wouldn't fall off my one of my legs. And I dressed to the left, so it probably would have been the left side.
Ah.
So So, and not only that, but it also stays close to you, and that's where you would have the body temperature closest, or at least having the urine, the synthetic urine, be as close to your body temperature as possible so that it can pass the temperature test. But whenever you buy synthetic urine, if you've never even purchased one, Josh?
I have one on standby just in case. Yeah.
It would also come with, and these, I guess these are new, somewhat. Maybe they've only been around for a few decades, but it's these little baggies that you take with you on like a snow skiing trip that you can put in your mitten or your glove.
It's a hand warmer.
It's a hand warmer
They've
where
had those for
if you shake them, you know,
years.
they can. I said a few decades
You said it's relatively new.
in the grand scheme of history.
Okay. Continue.
Which one is right?
Yeah, so that also, and they give you, they're kind enough to give you a rubber band, Josh, where you can even tie it to the bottle itself and then put it by your balls.
Or wrap it around your nuts.
Yeah.
You
No.
know, if you're into that sort of thing. I'm just saying.
It would make it a lot harder
To each his own, food, to each his own.
But, where was I? Oh, yeah.
Just give him nightmares.
So, labs are becoming a lot more sophisticated, I've heard. I'm glad I haven't had to deal with this, but they're becoming so sophisticated that passing off a non-human source is almost impossible now.
Oh.
So making this sleight of hand even trickier, some of these tests are requiring that someone monitor you as you produce your sample, not to mention walking around with fake pee in your pocket or in your balls.
But food, what if you got performance anxiety, man? I mean, sometimes you just won't shoot out.
I remember an episode of Entourage where they needed to pass a drug test, and they used a prosthetic dick with the urine inside of it, and they just slipped it over. And he's just like, because they had somebody on standby, and he's looking right at the guy giving the sample.
Yeah.
I don't know if
And
you guys
sure
ever
enough,
saw Blue Mountain
worked.
State. They did that in Blue Mountain
did they?
State. Yeah, because all of the guys in the football frat house or whatever all smoked weed, all did a bunch of drugs, so they had to get by, so they had to get a fake penis with, the same thing. It's funny.
So
Crazy.
I frequent whenever I need anything like this, or whenever I need some kind of THC related paraphernalia. I go to the smoke shop in front of my high school, Nogales High School in La Puente. What is it called again?
Video 94?
Video 94. And now the reason it's called Video 94 is because back in the day, back when I was at least in high school, it was an actual place where you can rent movies. Like they had VHSs and DVDs and stuff.
Oh, they don't do that anymore.
No, they'll show movies. They'll play movies on the screens, but they got rid of all their porn, I guess, at one point, and they kept that section that was behind the curtain. And rather than getting because the internet, they weren't renting porn anymore. So they turned that into a smoke shop, and you had to be 18 and over. You always had to show your ID to get in. And it was dope. Like, it was a cool little space where you walk in and you buy yourself a bong or a pipe or whatever it is that you need for your consumption. Over the years, again, the internet, Netflix, people streaming shit, people aren't using rental places like that anymore. So they're like, fuck it. They turned the entire thing into a smoke shop, which is one of the most cleanest, legit smoke shops around. And it's still called Video 94.
Yeah, that's true.
Why the hell not?
I mean,
it's pretty incognito.
It is. It's low key, and you got a lot of smoke shops around it too. So
yeah,
location.
Now, the last time that I went to buy that fake pee, I got this guy who was clearly high. He was just blasted. And he was showing me around. He's like, this is just the bottle, and you place it, you either tie it to your leg or you put it under your balls. And he just pulls out this huge fucking box. You can get a giant fake dick. Now, obviously, that was way more expensive than the box with the little bottle in it.
A giant fake dick? How big is this dick?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't ask him to whip it out or anything.
But he showed you the box.
There's no picture on the box.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you don't know what color it is?
I think it says something stupid, or unless it was just like in French, but it was just like phallus for something. But yeah, it was a dick in there. It was pretty much a dildo. It was pretty much flaccid. A flaccid dildo.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to give you
They're not going to give you a
like,
hard
I'm
one.
excited for this fucking drug test, lady.
Yeah.
What kind of drug test were you looking for?
Well, just the basic one, but he wanted to make sure he covered his bases. And he introduced that to me, and it was like 3 times the price. So I'm like, nah, I'll just put this into my bowls. and so there was that. But anywho, just real quick, one of the home remedies that you can get, and this is one of the most common ones that I mentioned a little earlier, was the cranberry juice consumption. There's also a lot of tea that you can drink, lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, like I just said. But they don't detox so much as mask the THC in your urine so that it doesn't register as strongly as it would normally.
You're flushing it out is what you're trying to do.
You're diluting it. You're just diluting it and hoping that there are smaller traces of the THC in the sample that you're going to provide. Because it'll maintain the color of the urine, at least with, like a cranberry juice or something like that.
Cranberry juice is also good for UTIs.
Yeah. But as long as you trust what you're doing and you do it right and you don't slip in the middle of this process like the Foo has been known to do.
I've paid for him.
Yeah. That's just an updated version of how to pass a drug test. So everybody be smart about it. Don't be cheap. If you still have some cash, get yourself some fake pee or get yourself a fake dick with the fake pee so that you can pass it, especially if you know for a fact that the clinic that you're going to be sent to has somebody looking over your shoulder.
Or, you can just try to get clean.
Yeah. Or California can just change the law.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
That too. Yeah. Let's do that first.
Yeah. Please.
And the other thing I wanted to talk about, guys, was we were just talking about Conan in his final week. And in his final week, he had a guest called Mr. Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
And as we know, it's pretty much the whole interview, by the way. But Seth Rogen, as we know, has been a cannabis aficionado for the majority of his life. And in talking with Conan, he presented him a joint of his weed. As we've talked about in this podcast before, Seth Rogen has his own weed, houseplant. And he brought it on the show with him. I guess we hadn't seen it when he walked it onto the set and sat down, but he had it behind his ear the whole time apparently. And I wanted to play a brief clip. I wouldn't call it brief actually, but it is entertaining. Let's listen to some Seth Rogen with Conan.
It's a pleasure to play a part in your therapy in some small way. I think you do have time on your hands. I would suggest, this is going to be hilariously on brand, try smoking a lot of weed for a long time. Try it. You seem like someone who doesn't smoke a lot of weed to me.
I don't smoke any weed, and that's not a judgment. No. I am kind of...
you like being lucid.
I enjoy my lucidity.
Yeah. Never a sentence I've even thought in my life.
But it's true. I am not. Well, Andy, you've known me a long time. It's not that I have any problem with people smoking pot. I think it's actually, seems to be a fine herb. But I enjoy.
If there's ever a sign you didn't smoke weed, it's that you just called it a fine herb.
It's a fine herb, as I'm told. But the couple of times I've tried it, nothing really happened.
Really?
And then I think it metabolizes and becomes more orange pompadour. But I know that you own a weed company, so you might be able to tell me, maybe I was smoking the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. What would you know me, what would you want me smoking? Okay. I swear to God. This is how lame I am. For a second, I thought he brought a birthday candle. That is no birthday candle.
No, don't smoke that now. This will be a great weird show for all of us.
Well, what is this? What is it really?
That is weed.
I know it's weed. I didn't think it was pencil shaving, but I'm curious. Are you as a professor of weed telling me that this is the kind you think I should use?
I think you should take one hit of that weed, and I think you'll have a really good time. And,
okay. Yeah. Do you have a light? I don't have a light. Do you have a light? Does anyone have a light?
I do have a lighter. Yeah.
Yeah. Always ready to sparkle. Yeah, it's a good old bit.
Hold it. This is the kind of thing you do when you know it's over for you. Oh, what are they gonna do to me?
I'm so nervous right now.
I know, I'm seriously.
Holding it wrong.
I really.
120 people. Other way.
I really don't know what the doing. All right. Tell me, and then you just get right in there. Huh?
Okay, yeah.
And there it is, everybody.
Nice. That was a nice, decent hit too.
Well, he used to smoke cigarettes back in his early years.
All right.
Oh, Andy gets some.
Oh yeah, Andy.
I'll hold on to this for a
Yeah,
while.
you better hold on to that.
And that was Conan and Andy having a toke.
Yeah. Way
Fucking
to go.
dope.
Going out with the blaze, Foo.
You know it.
Blaze of glory.
But anyway, Josh, at the beginning or at the top of the show, you had mentioned that we may have another source for dabs from your cousin Robert.
Yes, man. So he has a new business he's starting up called Happy Guy Supply.
All right.
So he brought to our party these 5 grams pretty much of just 2 strains though. One was diamond dust, and then I can't remember what the other one was for the life of me. But you guys can follow him on IG under Happy Guy Supply. And what they do is they actually go to cannabis events.
Sick.
They sell their weed, and they actually have what's called sesh events, where they will supply the weed. You just got to pay the front, and you can just smoke out. And then if you want to buy stuff to go, you can buy stuff to go.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what's that again?
It's called Happy Guy Supply.
All right,
on Instagram.
Everybody add them on Instagram. You got a shitload of dabs at your party.
Oh yeah.
I got enough for at least the next 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, he gave me 5 grams, and I'm just like, hey man, go give one to that guy over there, because there's no way in hell I'm finishing all 5. It's like, and I'm still not. I'm barely still on 1.
Jeez.
So
it's a lot of dabs.
It's gonna take a while, but they're so good.
But I'll use them when I'm in need for sure.
Seafood.
That and Grass Store. If you click at the bottom of foobarshow.com, there's a banner, and first time users get 30% off. Yeah.
Grass Door, guys.
Yeah. And thank you for everybody who's clicked on it so far. I don't know who you are, but thank you. I've been seeing some credits on there.
You know, you're the real heroes.
Yeah, you're the real MVPs, Foos. But I think that's going to do it for today's joint report. You got anything else there?
That's it.
All right. Everybody stick around for Foobar Sports.
Smoke weed every day.
Foobar Sports is brought to us by Sportsmanship, the new luxury stadium in the middle of the ocean. It's a ship.
It's a pretty big ship, man.
Yeah. Like carrier.
It's gonna have to be bigger than that to have a stadium.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Good job. Well, Foos, the sports. Right now, we're actually going. We have the NBA playoffs still going in full swing. The Clippers are down 3-1.
Yeah.
Against the Suns.
That's what I thought.
So
That's what I thought, bitch.
The universe is
Damn.
self-correcting after last week's fiasco. So that that's very nice. That's very nice. The last time we recorded, the Nets were going up against the Bucks, and Nets screwed the pooch.
They did.
So it's actually the Bucks versus the Hawks now, and I think they're tied 1-1 at the moment. Then game 3 is tomorrow. So actually no, scratch that. I will find out more about that later. But yeah, that series isn't really that that exciting. I think right now everyone's really fixated on the Suns and the Clippers, because now that CP3 is back, the Suns are just in full swing right now. They beat the Clippers today, 8-4.
Nice.
84 to 80.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
8
like,
to
what
4.
are they?
It was nothing but defense all
I was
game.
like, they were playing soccer for this one.
Yes, Foos. They were just throwing it up there, hoping it would land.
Right.
No, it was 84 to 80. Suns are up right now, currently 3-1. The Clippers are still without Kawhi, so I mean,
That's gonna hurt them.
That does hurt. That does hurt them a lot. I mean, playoff P, pandemic P, can't just carry the team by himself for an entire 7-game series.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he'll win you a couple, but if you don't have Kawhi, then what's the point?
Right.
What's the point? I mean, you paid that guy all that money for him not to show up. Come on. But hey, you know what? I think it's the Suns' time, man. With the way that the Suns are playing with Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker is just a man, just on a mission right now. He got his nose broken a couple of nights ago from running into or from being headbutted by Patrick Beverly.
Oh man.
And it's like really broken. Like during the game you could see he was bleeding, like it was like crooked as fuck. But he still put up like a 40-point game. But he's been playing with a mask the last 2 games. And the first game with the mask he didn't
Our microphones were there.
Oh, I knew it. The first game he only put up like I think 13 points, his playoff low so far, and then today he put up 25. So he's getting his rhythm back with that mask, but yeah, I think the Suns are going to take it. It's going to be the Suns in the NBA Finals.
And you've said a few episodes ago that the West is by far more superior than the East.
Yep.
So, I mean, I think, if the Suns take it in the West, I think we know who the winner is here. You think?
If the Bucks somehow screw the pooch and find a way to lose this, then yes. I do think the Suns definitely will beat the Hawks. I don't think the Hawks have enough of anything to really even keep up.
Their series is tied right now, right? 1-1?
They're 1-1, yeah.
Okay.
So they're actually I'm still looking them up right now. Can't find their bracket. But yeah, right now if they actually got their asses beat the other day by the Bucks. The Bucks won by like 30 points.
Yeah, they did.
They were just on fire. So it's who knows what's going to happen the rest of the way, but right now it is tied 1-1. Game 3 of the series will be tomorrow, so we'll see Game 4 on Tuesday. So pretty much Game 4 may be the deciding on who's going to be what, but I think it's going to be the Bucks. After that last game when they went up by like 30, I think Giannis is pissed, man. He's due to kind of wake the hell up right now. And if the Bucks go against the Suns, I think that's going to be a good series. I think so for sure.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
The Suns are pretty good. I mean, they usually get so close, but yet so far when it comes to getting closer to the finals. And I feel like they kind of deserve this win for the Suns. And they're a good team this round, too.
Yeah, no, the Suns even last year when they were in the bubble, they were the only team that did not lose a single game while they were in the bubble. That bubba. The buble.
Yeah.
That was great. That was an achievement in and of itself because they were they were like in last place too. They had no chance of making the playoffs, but they're just like, screw it, man. We're gonna win everything, and they did. And this year they carried that momentum into this year, and with Monty Williams and Chris Paul definitely helped turn that around. But, I mean, they did have years where it was just slumped, man. As soon as they gave up Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire, it was just, like, downhill from that point. They could barely get a good player, a good draft pick. They're always kind of bottom feeding. Even last year, like, Devin Booker didn't really get a playoff or a All-Star game until this year. And that was because, like, people were complaining, like, come on, dude, this guy is good. Like, how can you not have him be an All-Star? So yeah, it's nice to see. It's nice to see a variety of teams in the NBA. Let's just say that. Yeah. No Warriors, no Cavs, no LeBron. We're getting some fresh blood for the first time since like Kareem and Shaq went against each other in those NBA finals.
Well, and then we have a whole list of teams who have never won a finals before.
Yeah, and that's even better.
All 4 of these teams.
All 4. Yeah. Never won a single one, so it would be a first.
You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself?
Well, you should be, because you are dirt. You make me sick, you big baby. Baby want a bottle? A big dirt bottle?
Those dirt bottles.
Was that playoff P?
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew it.
He's pissed.
Pissed. Pissed, guys. Well, Foos, in other sports news, we actually had some major news. So a football player in the NFL by the name of Carl Nassib, defensive end for the Las Vegas Raiders, recently came out as homosexual.
Oh, my.
I know, George. I know. So he had a post on Instagram. He's currently the first active player in the NFL to come out. There was a previous college player by the name of Michael Sam who used to play for the Mizzou Tigers. He came out during the draft process, but he just never got picked up by a team. He was I think he was like a late round draft pick, but he never made the roster. He just wasn't that good. But now Carl Nassib, he's a legit player. He's a great defensive end. And yeah, he had an IG post recently where he came out and said that he was gay and he would be donating $100,000 to the Trevor Project. And so this is exactly what he said. He's like, Nassib says, I just want to take a quick moment to say that I'm gay. I've been meaning to do this for a while now, but I finally feel comfortable enough to get it off my chest. I really have the best life. I've got the best family, friends, and job a guy could ask for. I'm a pretty private person, so I hope you guys know that I'm really not doing this for attention. I just think your representation and visibility are so important. Well, after that, obviously, he said he donated to the Trevor Project, which is an organization that provides crisis and suicide prevention services for LGBTQ community, which is great. That's a commendable charity. Well, Foos, not only did he contribute $100,000 to the LGBTQ community, but Foos, his jersey became the top-selling jersey in the NFL on Fanatics.com.
Damn!
Right after
well,
that.
Probably got the whole community, behind his back.
I mean, Foo, it's Pride Month, man. I mean, they're probably going to be waving his jersey. That Raiders black, it's going to go great with Pride Month.
Oh, my.
That rainbow just contrasts perfectly against it.
Well,
Yeah.
man, that takes a lot of guts because for some people it's still very scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that particular situation.
Yeah, well, I know there's some people out there that still won't come out of the closet. They're still afraid to really speak to their family because they're afraid of getting shunned. And I know family members that have been shunned for that exact reason. So it's tough. It really is tough. So people got to be a little bit more accepting. And the fact that he came out, he had a lot of support too. A lot of players, supported him on Twitter. Even his own quarterback, Derek Carr, I guess Derek Carr? The car guy. The car guy. He said, he felt that he immediately had to reach out to him and to let him know. He's like, look, man, I love you, man. That was great. Good job. So even Mr. President Joe Biden offered his support on Twitter. He said to Carl Nassib and Kumi Yokoyama, two prominent, inspiring athletes who came out this week, I'm so proud of your courage. Because of you, countless kids around the world are seeing themselves in a new light today. So Yokoyama is a former National World Softball League Washington Spirit, and Japan's national team came out as a transgender man in a YouTube posting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, he's starting something. That's good, man. More and more people are coming out and showing that there's nothing wrong with being, LGBTQ.
Yeah.
It's
Giddy up.
Hey, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Right.
Exactly. So, power to you, Carl.
Yeah. Okay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, not at all.
No,
not at all.
absolutely not, no.
Absolutely not.
No. Uh-huh.
Well, Foos.
Good for him. Good for them.
Got anything to add into sports?
Not really, man.
All right. I think that's it.
That's it? Oh, Jesus.
Short sports.
All right, I guess. All right, well, everybody stick around for, what are we doing here? Music? Music highlights.
Music.
See you in a sec. 2 and 2. Music Highlights is brought to us by the New York Times bestseller, The Musical Joke Book. These jokes won't fall flat.
Get out. How dare you?
Well, guys, here, let me pull up the music here. I got some goodies here. I guess that depends on your perspective, but I think you're going to like it. There's this band called Them Evils, and they're a local band here from Southern California that have been really making themselves known on greater stages. And I'm pretty happy that they are because they fucking kick ass. I follow them on Instagram. They're always up to something, especially now that the world is opening back up. They have a single that just came out that's called Pour Out Another One, and I want you guys to check it out. Them Evils. Here we go. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and throw that away. But I wanted to expose everybody after listening to two badass songs and kind of dropping y'all down a notch.
I'm going to have to
with that
quarantine myself through after that. Jesus.
I mean, the argument can be made that she was at least on pitch, but the attitude and the soul of it just completely, flew out the window.
Just flat.
Yeah.
No good. Don't do that.
Ew.
Bad Celine.
And the argument, at least on my perspective, can be made that this is still not the worst cover version in the history of mankind. Do you guys remember listening to Fight for Your Right to Party by the Big and Rich Boys?
Yes.
No?
No.
Do yourself... go ahead and fuck with yourself and listen to Fight for Your Right to Party by Big and Rich. Yeah, that's a thing, Steph. That's a thing. So, anyway, that's all I had for today's music highlights. I hope everybody feels the pain that I did when I had to listen for this for the first time.
You really took us down a notch there, Foo. Mm-hmm. You started off with two great hits, and then you fucked with us. You fucked us, you bastard.
Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. All right, well,
Foo Facts?
Yeah. That's coming up next. Let's see here. Foo Facts is brought to us by Props, the new motivational program by Carrot Top.
Probably charging an arm and a leg.
Hey-o.
I'll date people. I'll be here all night.
I hope not.
Oh.
You can get it.
Oh, damn.
All right, Josh, you want to go first on this one?
Yeah, man, I can go first.
All right, let's do
All
it.
right, Foos, did you know that according to Switzerland's law, social animals like guinea pigs must have a buddy with them?
Foo Facts. Foo Facts. I just heard this on the Cup of Tea in a chat with Allie and Bean Baxter. Bean had some guinea pigs, and he talked about how it's illegal in Switzerland for you to just only have one.
Yeah.
This is fucking weird.
Only
that you're talking about it right now.
Only owning one is considered animal abuse and is illegal.
Yeah, because they're so dependent.
They're
They
dependent.
need a
social.
companion.
Yeah, but then you're gonna multiply like within hours.
Well, just get a male or two females.
That works.
They can munch on box or something.
Superheroes don't do that, Foo.
It's accepted now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Steph, you want to go next?
All right. 45% of U.S. dogs sleep in their owner's bed.
Foo Facts. Foo Facts. I'm glad ours don't sleep in our bed. Those guys stink.
My God, if Pluto and Taz slept in our bed, they'd just be fighting. for
There'd be
room.
so much gas buildup. We would die of monoxide and
Fur
methane poisoning.
and gas.
We would have to get a canary in our room so that we don't die.
Yeah.
At least, if it stops singing, we're in trouble.
Well, between your farts and Taz's farts, I mean, Pluto and I would be pretty fucked.
Pluto does the silent ones.
His
They're
are
all
bad.
bad.
They're
Yeah.
pretty bad. They're pretty bad.
They're all bad. Anyway, all right.
Continue.
So, according to recent research, the human nose can distinguish at least 1 trillion different odors. Foo Facts. Foo Facts.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
I'm I'm sorry.
And how many orders can they
Shut
sell?
up.
Okay.
Shut up.
All right, Foos. Try this one on for Soyce. Did you know that every time a baby girl born in the Indian village of Piplantri, the residents come together and plant 111 trees in her honor?
Foo Facts. Foo Facts.
Need more of that here in the States. Start planting some damn trees, people.
Yeah.
For real.
Word.
I need to brief.
Brief.
Okay. Well, speaking of sleeping,
Uh-huh.
because we brought it up earlier, all dogs dream, but puppies and senior dogs dream more frequently than adult dogs.
Foo Facts. Foo Facts. Interesting.
Just imagine when Plutz gets older and that senior level dog age. Oh, he's gonna be chasing them squirrels.
Yeah.
My
Even
dog,
faster.
our dog Nala, who's 8 years old right now. She, on occasion, when she sleeps in her little ball, all of a sudden you're. We're just like, what? You look over and she starts kicking. And we're like, what? She's chasing something. She's got something in her sights.
It's always that elusive squirrel.
That damn squirrel. Bastard.
Speaking of dogs, it's our dog Taz's birthday today. He's 2.
Happy birthday, Tazhole.
Has it, boy?
Stupid Taz. All right, fact. The dog ate John Steinbeck's homework. Literally, the author's pup chewed up an early version of Mice and Men.
Oh.
He says, I was pretty mad, but the poor fellow may have been acting critically, he wrote. Foo Facts. Foo Facts.
He said again.
Yep.
All right, Foos. Do you know that the FBI believes that animal abuse is a serious enough crime to be tracked right along with homicide, arson, and assault?
Foo Facts. Foo Facts.
So just don't do it.
Yeah. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Right,
Don't
right
be
here.
a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Exactly. Steph.
The name collie means black. Collies once tended black-faced sheep.
Foo Facts. Foo Facts. All right. Pound cake got its name because of the original recipe that required a pound each of butter, flour, sugar, and eggs. That's a lot of cake, but it was meant to last for a long time back then. Foo Facts. Foo Facts.
Have you ever had just like a good pound cake?
Cake.
All right, you want to do one more round here?
Yeah, this is the last
yeah.
round. All right, here's a good one. Do you know, Foos, that the probability of you drinking a glass of water that contains a molecule of water that also passed through a dinosaur is almost 100%?
Nice. Foo Facts. Foo Facts. I knew it.
Shit. The last dog fact from me today is the Dandy
Dog facts.
Dinmont Terrier is the only breed named for a fictional person, a character in the novel Guy Mannering by Sir Walter Scott.
Foo Facts. Foo Facts. All right, last fact for today. Flaming Hot Cheetos were developed by a janitor at Frito-Lay, Richard Montanez, who got the idea after putting chili powder on some reject Cheetos and then pitched it to the CEO. He's now wearing a successful executive and motivational speaker. He's now a successful executive and motivational speaker, and a movie is in the works about his life. Foo Facts. Foo Facts. pretty dope.
Nice.
I'd watch it. It would. I hope it has the same tone as like The Founder with Michael Keaton.
Oh yeah, that was good.
That was a really
that
good
was
movie.
a really good
I
one.
enjoyed the shit out of that one. That's about the the early days of McDonald's.
Yeah.
When they started out in the city of San Bernardino, right next door to where we do the pod today. That's right. Anyway, well, that's gonna do it for another successful episode. Thanks everybody for listening in, man. I can't believe I continue to see the stats go up. The fuck's that all about?
What?
The food's not even here now. Correlation is not causation.
Oh, okay, okay.
But
no coincidence.
I think it's because the Foo's not.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding, Foo. And I asked him too last week, Foo, when are you coming back to the podcast? And he just looks tired.
He just needs some
He
sleep.
just looks so tired. Now, one of the reasons before I just figured, all right, this guy's just going through, his
Going
thing.
through the ringer, man.
He said that he would have to have the baby on his lap, of course. I don't know why he said of course, but he's like, I have to have the baby on my lap, and she's just going to be screaming and crying the whole time. In which case I said, well, let's put her in the music highlights and just put metal music behind it. I think it would work perfectly. I mean, I don't play enough hardcore, like metal, deathcore, and I think this would be the opportunity to do it.
I concur.
So, Foo, don't take this away from me, dude.
I mean,
Don't fucking take this away from me.
he'd be missing a great opportunity.
Yeah.
It'd be Metal Baby.
Yeah.
That's the skit. Metal Baby.
Metal Baby or Baby Metal?
Oh.
No, that's already a Japanese metal.
Oh,
band.
yeah, that's right. All right, no. Metal Baby.
Metal Baby it
Yeah.
is. All right. Well, let's see. Anything else that I need to announce or touch on? We're looking for more musical acts to play the Foobar show here to come on the show and talk about their music. So if you know anybody,
Or you can, if you're listening,
Hit us up.
reach out to us,
Yeah, man.
y'all.
Yeah.
We're all approachable, I think.
Except for the Foo
Yeah, yeah. Don't approach the food.
these days. But anyway, all right. Well, that's going to do it for today. Thank y'all very much for listening into the Foobar Show. Thanks for hitting subscribe, and remember to rate, review, and tell your friends like a freaking champion. You can always get in touch with us and get our merch at foobarshow.com. That's FOObarshow.com, and search FOO Bar Show on YouTube, Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram. Check us out. Drop us a line, and we'll fill it up like a couple of foos. I've been Josie.
I've been Josh.
And Steph.
Signing off saying...